You know, heating is one of the biggest energy outgoings for most homes, around 60%. So knowing how to use the heating controls properly will save you, well, a lot of bread. Most of us have got some form of central heating in our home. Gas system like mine has got a number of controls that manage the temperature. Don't worry if you haven't got them all, you're still in control. First up, the boiler thermostat. Now this is how we control how hot the water in the radiators are going to be. I've got mine set at halfway, which is usual for most people. So let's turn the heating on. This is called a central heating programmer or timer. It lets you set when you want your central heating on or off. Set it to come on or go off 15 to 30 minutes before you need it to, because the radiators take a while to warm up and also a while to cool down. Or you can switch the central heating on manually, but don't forget about it.
Using the timer means that you can plan your heating around your lifestyle and save money and energy in doing so. Usage instructions are available for each type of programmer, so check with your landlord.
This radiator's warming up nicely. Cold air goes underneath, comes out the top as hot air. So make sure you keep this clear.
Some radiators have thermostatic radiator valves, or TRVs, where the pipe meets the radiator, allowing you to set the temperature for each radiator. TRVs have sensors that manage the heat output from the radiator. Covering a TRV can stop it working properly. If you're not using a room, turn down the radiator using the TRV and close the door. To avoid a nasty surprise in winter, test your central heating during the summer by turning the TRVs once fully clockwise and once fully anti-clockwise to stop them sticking.
If, like me, you've got a room thermostat, then you'll know it controls the whole heating system. You set the temperature, mine's at 21 degrees, and the boiler switch is on until that temperature's reached. Once it drops below 21 degrees, it does it all over again, so you haven't got to change anything. Brilliant. Well, it's almost my bedtime, but for storage heaters the day's just beginning. They store heat in special bricks using cheap electricity overnight, so it's ready the next day for when you need it.
Input and output controls are usually on the top of the storage heater. Input controls how much heat is stored. Set it higher for cold weather and lower for milder weather. Output controls how much heat is given out. The warmer you want the room, the higher this should be set. Turn the output control down about half an hour before you leave the house or go to bed. You can turn off the heating using the wall switch.
When it comes to running hot water, combi boilers like mine only heat the water up when it's running, and hot water can feel cooler in the winter, but running it slowly can make it heat up quicker. Now, immersion heaters store hot water in a tank. Setting the thermostat to 65 degrees won't scald you, but it will kill bacteria. Use the timer to plan for your usage, just like your heating. Leaving it on constantly will use electricity. Sadly, excess cold causes unnecessary illness and deaths each year in England. Keeping a healthy indoor temperature is really important.
A healthy indoor temperature is around 21 degrees centigrade. Below 16 degrees centigrade, there can be serious health risks for the elderly, including a greatly increased risk of respiratory and cardiovascular conditions.
Excess moisture in our homes can also affect our health.
Condensation is caused when warm, moist air hits a cold surface, and it can crop up wherever there's moisture in rooms that are not heated very well or don't have enough ventilation.
Here's some top tips to avoid condensation. I'm off to bed now. Night night.
You can add to the wall and loft insulation by fitting carpets and using thick-line curtains. Don't leave kettles and pans boiling without lids. Try not to dry washing on radiators. Use a clothes horse instead and open a window slightly. Don't use bottled gas or paraffin heaters as they produce a lot of moisture. Use extractor fans in kitchens and bathrooms to prevent excess condensation. If you don't have any extractor fans, open the window slightly to clear any moisture.